Flavour of fast bowlers with Brett Lee, and we're going to keep that going now. Damien Fleming, probably different ends of the spectrum, Bill, a young fast bowler on the way up, Brett Lee, but Damien Fleming trying to resurrect his career. It's been a tough 12 months for him. No ACB contract. Told by Victoria no longer required, has come over here to try and rebuild something at 32.
It's an interesting one for Damien Fleming. At his best, he's the best swing bowler in the country. And he's a very good one-day bowler. He's had a big influence on our success at one-day cricket and World Cups. And he'll be very keen to get fit, I think, for the Women's Over competition and try and force his way back into the Australian side. But it's all hard work for him at 32 with a lot of injuries. He's got a big road ahead of him.
Yeah, he certainly has got a big road ahead of him. But to find out how he's handling that road, he caught up recently with Anne-Marie Sparkman.
When Braden Fleming grows up, we'll hear all about his old man, how he swung that ball for Australia, 75 wickets from 20 test matches.
Well, he's got him this time. He's bowled him neck and crop.
134 wickets from 88 one-dayers. Economical, reliable, plagued by injuries, but always wearing that resilient grin.
Bowled him. Beautiful delivery. It's
Superb bowling by Fleming.
beautifully bowled.
And it's got him. That's a good way to finish a test match. Fleming gets 5 and deservedly so. It's bowled superbly.
Debuted back in early '94, and it's a long time now, but geez, it went quick. It just goes so quick, so, you know, I just love the opportunity to get another game.
But it is a long way from the adoration of the MCG masses to the quiet surrounds of the number 2 Adelaide Oval. This was late October. Flem recovering from injury yet again, rolling the arm over with the second 11. In May, the 32-year-old veteran literally had his world turned upside down. The ACB contract was finished, and then new Victorian coach David Hooks delivered the bombshell. You're no longer required.
Yeah, you're just stunned for a few days, basically, and nothing prepares you for it. And just the way they did it too, I thought was pretty poor. And
did you talk to Hooksy at all, one-to-one?
No, that's pretty disappointing. I met him probably a month before the decision was made, and he really didn't make any inkling that I wasn't in their thoughts. And then in the meeting, I asked him twice, you know, you're the coach, what's the story? And, you know, obviously they'd planned not to say anything to me, and he didn't say anything to me, and hasn't said anything since, which, yeah, is pretty fine by me. I don't think we've got anything to say to each other, and, you know, once you treat someone like that, you lose respect. You're never going to get it back, are you?
Flem only played 5 first-class matches for Victoria last year. Because of injuries, he was relieved to find out he still had market value when other states came calling.
The older you get, people question that a bit, but there's no way I would have made the move if I didn't think, A, my goal was to have the best season I've ever had, and then I could, you know, have 2 or 3 really good years at first-class level.
Redbacks coach Greg Chappell says Fleming is a high-quality risk they're willing to take.
And even if he didn't play a game for us, I think we'd get some value out of him, just with what he's done already with some of the young bowlers that we've got in our group that he's spent some time with, just helping them with their, you know, their planning and their thinking about bowling. He's going to be a terrific recruit for us.
He doesn't talk as if in my day, you know, he thinks a bit out there a little bit, which I you know, fits pretty well for me.
He's perhaps a little bit more naive than I expected, which is, I think, is an attractive asset for him as well. I mean, at times I've got to look at him and say, is he 20 or 30?
The perennial big kid now has one of his own.
Nappy changing's good because you do it straight away. So it was something I thought, I don't know if I could wipe someone else's bum. And then as soon as he's out and you do the first one, you know, it's not a problem, although they're getting a bit stinky now at about 9.5 months.
Has a life changed, Flem?
It has changed big time, isn't it? Used to be, wasn't it, seeing what nightclub you go to after the game. Now it's the barbecue with the kids.
We haven't sussed out the nightclub environment really in Adelaide just yet.
And it's funny, you know, boys always talked about blokey stuff, and a lot of us are now talking about, you know, nappies and how your wife's going and what's happening with your youngster, and it's amazing.
No chance!
The sporting prowess of both games has been warmly welcomed in Adelaide. Wendy snapped up by the State Netball League.
They were keen to have me and they did call me their recruit, so I'm pleased to be joining the Toyota Panthers for 2003 and hopefully we'll have a good season.
Yay, Braden!
Yay!
Now, with all these elite genes, young Braden's got a lot to live up to.
We won't put any pressure on him yet. We'll give him a couple of years.
Oh, you think? A couple of months? Oh, come on.
A couple of more months.
Let him get to 1 and that's it.
If he's not showing anything at 1, we're going to put him in the draft.
13 years Damien played for Victoria, but the brutal closure of that cricket chapter has provided plenty of motivation to find more success at his second home.
Yeah, no, I don't think we're bitter. I mean, it is in the past and you don't want to stay in the past, do you? You've got to move on, and making a change is a good way to do it, isn't it? And I still want to play, you know, obviously Pura Cup final and ING final, and you know, really excited by the potential in the squad of the Redbacks, and you know, I think I can be, you know, a real positive effect on and off the field, so it's quite exciting. Jeez, he's on fire now. Aren't
He's enjoying fatherhood anyway. You get the sense it's going to be a pretty hard road.
It will be, but he's an experienced cricketer, and if he does get 90% fit, he'll do a job for South Australia, and maybe Australia in the one days as well. He's a good swing bowler, and he's got a lot of experience, and he's good under pressure, as we saw in World Cup. So it's up to Damien. We need to get as fit as he can.
Well, the hard road has started in the Pura Cup match at the MCG because the Redbacks are taking on the Bushrangers. The Redbacks 202 all out. Victoria in reply 2 for 151. Matthew Elliott finding some form 93, and Damien Fleming wicketless for a half century +1 at the minute. So not a lot of luck going his way at the minute.
No, and a good effort by Lewis there, taking 6 for 64 on what is apparently a very good batting track.
It's been lovely having you in for lunch.
Great to be here.
We're going to take a break, and on the way to the break, Ricky Ponting and the Commonwealth.
What has two